Once again, it's the Will and Russ Sports Podcast. This is episode 17. And I'm Russ, the Prophet.
I'm Will, aka Nostradamus. Always got to remember that. Sometimes I forget, that I'm that good of a predictor. So,
I
but
hear you. I hear you.
nonetheless,
I hear you.
yeah, no doubt. Well, I am, baby. Let's get it.
All right. So let's get to it. Today is going to be an episode of predictions. So we'll be predicting a little bit of boxing, a little bit of college football, and of course NFL, making our predictions of who's going to win those games, and we will make pick some games that we'll talk about for college footballs. There are some big games. There's a couple big games this
Yes,
week
yes, it is.
that we
So,
can talk about. So we'll
yep,
get into that today. That's what we got for you guys. Thank you guys for keep listening. Um, and we'll just keep coming on and bringing sports talk to you every day. So
yeah, no doubt. We'll keep bringing you great insight,
yeah,
professional predictions,
exactly,
and what I mean?
exactly,
Professional.
exactly.
This isn't we're not getting all our information from some analytical Andy, as my partner here was. We're getting our prediction from what we know and what we
Right,
feel.
right.
And so, you know, just understand that we're ready to give it out, man. Let's do it. We're gonna get started with boxing first, right?
Yeah, yeah. Let's get started with boxing. We got
Okay.
Earl Spence Jr.
Mm-hmm.
facing Sean Porter.
Yeah. Um,
What's your thoughts on that fight?
my feeling on that fight, man. That fight is a very intriguing fight because I think the way those fighters fight, it should make for a great fight because Sean Porter is a in your face, relentless boxer. Not boxer, I'm sorry. He's a relentless fighter, you know. Um so Sean Porter always almost reminds me of I guess a poor man's Manny Pacquiao, whereas he's always coming forward. He's always throwing a huge abundance of punches, and he's got some power behind his punches as well. His size, he's a very short guy, but he's a very feisty, young fighter. So, um, on the contrary, Errol Spence is more of a break you down type of cerebral fighter, cerebral boxer who sort of he has a great chin. He's not afraid to come forward. He can box and he can fight. So I'm looking forward to just a great classic fight, bro. You know, how about you? What do you think about this fight?
Oh man, I mean, it's gonna be a good fight, but So who do you think's gonna win the fight? I didn't. Did you say that?
No, I didn't get to that. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and give the edge to Errol Spence Jr. simply because I think Errol Spence is smart enough to stay out of harm's way. When Sean Porter's going, he's still, one thing about Sean Porter, I like him. I think he's an excellent fighter, but he
Yeah,
leaves himself open to a lot of available spots
yeah,
on his chin,
yeah.
and I think if he keeps that up a lot, I think Errol Spence Jr. will take advantage of that. But the element of surprise, Russ, um,
It's
is always
always there. Yeah,
it's always there in boxing. I mean, one punch can change a fight.
right.
Um, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick Errol Spence Jr. Based on his skill set. I think he has a more of a pure. He's a little bit more of a pure boxer.
Right.
Uh, much more tech. He much to me he's a better technician than Sean Porter. So I'll go with Errol Spence.
Right.
So you.
All right. So you got Spence and you got Porter.
Hmm.
I mean, Spence is everything you said was right on point. Um, Spence is a guy. In fact, I'm not gonna start with Spence. I'm gonna start with Porter.
Hmm.
Porter is a guy that he'll charge in. He'll rush in, and like you said, he'll leave himself open.
Right.
There's a lot of he leaves a lot of openings when he does that, and he
Right.
rushes in and he tries to make it kind of a rough fight. But then he also has, he has some, you know, he has a little bit of skill set himself that he can actually box a little bit. He can also box a little bit. He showed that
Yeah.
in a few fights. But the thing that makes Sean Porter is when he smothers you and
Right.
and makes it just an ugly fight, and he's landing his shots and he can get out without getting taking up too much damage, then he's okay. But I like you said, speaking on Spence, with Spence's jab and his reach, his length,
Yeah. Great.
I
Great
think
point.
he's gonna come straight down the pipe, straight down the middle, with his shots. If he does that, he could possibly really hurt Porter in this fight later on in the fight. Porter's got a chin,
Yes.
but I it could be a situation where Porter takes a pretty good beating,
Right. Right. That's true.
where everybody's like, wow, Spence might go out there and really put it on Sean Porter. But Porter is tough though. He's
Yes,
tough.
he is. Yeah,
You
that's
can't just
why it
wipe him.
makes it.
You can't just write him off at all.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Russ.
He's tough. And like you said, all it takes is one shot. And,
Yeah.
and Porter he can crack a little bit too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Porter is a tough SOB, man. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And he's very, he's rough and tough, and he's confident within that because
yeah,
he's he so believes in his abilities and his chin and everything that he doesn't mind putting his chin on the line, so to speak.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
But
He doesn't mind.
we've seen him be dropped before.
Right.
Adrian Broner dropped him at the end of their fight. I mean, he beat Adrian Broner in that fight, but
Right.
Broner did drop him. Like, I don't even know. It might have even been the last round, if I remember right, that he
Right.
dropped him in. You know, hit him with an uppercut.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Spence hits harder than Broner.
Yes, he does. So but I mean, all the things we're talking about, it makes it for a very intriguing and interesting fight because they have sort of similar. I mean, I'm sorry, contrasting styles. You know what I mean?
Yes,
One
and
is a
like you
little
said,
longer.
Spence is more technical.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a more
more-
technical, more polished fighter.
exactly,
But
exactly.
but Porter has a long background, and Spence, has a shorter background, but
Right.
he's he's good at it.
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
To say the least,
Regardless,
right?
yeah, yeah, he makes up for it with his skill set.
So I guess I guess I guess the question is, are so you're going with Errol Spence on this one as well?
Yeah, yeah, I believe Errol Spence could possibly be a late stoppage
Late stoppage. Okay, I'm gonna go with Errol Spence winning the fight by
or
unanimous.
a towel thrown in the ring.
Right. Wow. Okay.
I'm not even trying to be funny. Like that's what I possibly see. Like, and it's because Porter's going to be so tough. If Spence is being able to land, I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna. I'm not trying to put Porter down in any way. I'm just saying, I just think Spence. This might be one of those moments, like when Roy Jones beat James Toney, or you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Hmm.
James Toney still went on and had a great career after that, and
Right.
still is considered a legend.
Right.
So it's not saying like that. I'm just saying that it could be one of those. I feel it's going to be one of those nights for Earl Spence, where because Porter's getting up there.
Hmm.
He's a little war. He's been through some battles.
Right.
Been a
True.
champion. But I just think Spence, like you said, for the same reason, is he's more technical. His skill set is better, more
Right.
polished, and I just think his power is gonna, accumulation of power
Right.
shots.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like when Floyd beat, um, when he beat Gotti. You know,
Oh yeah. I mean that was just. I mean,
like something. If it's like something like that, Gotti still went on and fought after that.
yeah, he did.
But
But that was
he
a
just took
complete
he just took a
annihilation.
bad one that night, and I think Porter might just take a bad one this
Yeah.
time.
I mean, when what you said about Gotti and Floyd, I mean, that was a complete annihilation by Floyd Mayweather. You know,
Right,
with on
right,
Arturo Gatti.
right.
Arturo Gatti, and he shouldn't have even been in the ring with Floyd, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the unanimous decision, but I wouldn't be shocked if they threw in the towel. You know what I mean? You know what? I'm laughing, Russ, because when you
I
say
just
throw in
think
the
we're gonna see
towel,
something memorable, and that would be memorable for him to stop Sean
right?
Porter.
Yeah, I mean, you know the meme. Sometimes what you see on Facebook or social media when remember Rocky 4 when Apollo Creed was getting beat.
Yeah,
Yeah, and what you call it said, throw in the towel, throw in the
yeah,
goddamn.
yeah. I don't think it's gonna be like that. Like he's about to. I don't think
You
it's
just so
gonna
you
be
don't
like
think it's
that.
gonna
I'm just
be
saying. I just think it's gonna be accumulation of round after round after round accumulation, and he's just taking a lot of punishment, and it's just like
right,
a nah. I'm not gonna let you take that type of punishment no more.
right. So you don't think it's gonna be a if he dies type of
No, not like that. No, no. I think if Spence has the night that I think he's gonna have, I think he's gonna give. He could over if he comes out like that, steam. He could overwhelm Porter, and I think he's gonna overwhelm Porter at some point. But it's gonna take a lot because Porter's not gonna just go. It's not gonna be like first round, second round knockout, something
right,
like that. And I don't even think it's gonna be a knockout. I think it'll be like a TKO.
right,
You know.
right. Okay. Well, I mean, again, it should be a very, very, very compelling fight. I think you know, I think that fight will be well worth the price of admission and
Yes, yes. I
subscription.
can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it because it's gonna be exciting. I think it's gonna
Uh,
be a memorable night.
no doubt.
But then it's gonna be a memorable night if it happens if it goes the opposite way of what we think. If Porter
Absolutely.
wins and he knocks out or TKO's Spence,
Yeah.
then it's definitely gonna be a memorable night.
Oh yeah. Very memorable. Oh my God. Jesus. You
But I
want to
think
talk
it's
about
that
memory?
type of night, though. I think it's that type of night.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. No doubt, man. No doubt. Yeah. So that's pretty much you know um sums that one up. So I guess we're gonna move on here, move forward to a sport that most people want to hear about, our predictions about, which is football, the National Football League, and college football. So let's get let's dive into it right now. And you know, I tell you what, we'll start with tomorrow night's game, Thursday night football. Green Bay Packers hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. Um, Philadelphia is coming off a tough loss to the Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
You know, and the Green Bay Packers have they've won what they're 3-0. They beat the lowly. And when I say lowly, I mean lowly Denver Broncos. Russ, I can't believe what in the world happened to the Broncos, bro.
yeah.
I don't.
Their defense is not like how they were before. They're not playing
Right.
like how they were before. So they don't look the same anymore. And that's what carried that team was the defense.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
So
man.
the offense definitely can't carry that team. So if the
Right,
defense is not playing well, then it's gonna be, there's a problem.
right, right.
And
So I don't know. So, but all right. Well, let's go ahead and break down that game real quick. First of all, what are your thoughts on the game as far as some keys to each team's victory?
okay. Um, I think that if I'm gonna pick this game, the Eagles and the Packers, and it's in Green Bay
Hmm.
Thursday night.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the Packers winning this game. I think they're the better team right now. Um, the Packers are going to be very confident in this game. The Eagles need a win, but they've got some issues going on there. I just think the run that they're going to be able to run on the Eagles and a lot of play action from Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be pretty bad for the Eagles defense, I think. So I'm picking the Packers in this game. Without a
Okay.
doubt.
All right. You know, let me see. I think all right. Here's my key to the game to win the game for each team. I would say I would go with all right. First of all, I'll do that and I'll make my prediction. Um, I think if the Philadelphia Eagles run the football and play keep away from Aaron Rodgers and that offense with
Hmm.
Devontae Parker and they're pretty darn good running game. I think they can win the game. I think that's to me that's the key to success versus the Green Bay Packers at Green Bay. Philly has to sustain a consistent running game. I mean, you don't have to average 7 yards a carry, 6 yard. Average about 4.5 yards a carry, and I think that will that can lead them to to basically killing the clock, speeding the game up. Playing keep away from Aaron Rodgers, and and I believe they can win that way. I believe Aaron Rodgers, if you give him the ball if you keep giving the ball to Aaron Rodgers, 4 or 5 times in a half, four
Yeah,
or five possessions and a half, that's a recipe for loss. You know what I mean? Because he's eventually gonna figure you out and hurt you like that. Devontae Adams. They got some. Devontae Adams is top tier receivers, but they got some good complementary guys. For him too. So I believe the Packers, if you keep the ball away from Aaron Rodgers, which I think the Philadelphia Eagles will do. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Eagles to win the football game.
so you got
Because
the Eagles.
yeah, I got the Eagles winning the football game because I believe Carson Wentz. To me, he's a top 10 quarterback. Yeah, I know he hasn't been playing like one of late, but I
Yeah,
think he finds his mojo against Green Bay. I think honestly, Russ, to me, Green Bay's defense is a little bit slightly overrated because of the competition they've been playing. You know, people hasn't. They've been. How can I put this? They've been looking good because of some offensive deficiencies from certain teams that they've been playing so far. Now,
and they've been building confidence.
yeah, they've been building confidence and they are a little bit more improved, but I think you can score on them and move the ball on them.
Oh, I
Um,
think so too. But I can say the same thing about the Eagles.
yeah,
They
no doubt.
you can definitely move
Exactly.
the ball on them and score on them
No
and
doubt. And now,
and stop
that,
them from scoring.
yeah,
So
that's why I was saying that was my point. I was saying keep the ball away from Aaron Rodgers because that Eagle defense is not it's not showing up this year. You
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
that's a good game plan, but I don't know if they'll be able to execute it. So that's why
Right.
I picked the Packers. But
Yeah. Now, yeah,
but
I'm gonna go with the Eagles on that one. I'm going with the Eagles with the upset in Green Bay.
I think we're both homers on this pick because I want the Eagles to lose and you want the Packers to lose.
Absolutely.
I mean, let's be
Exactly.
honest, folks.
Yeah.
you know,
Exactly. I mean,
so
honesty is the best policy here, bro.
right,
We
right,
need,
right,
we need the
um,
Packers to lose.
right.
So
And I want the Eagles to lose again. So
right. No doubt. No doubt. So all right, well, you got the Packers, I got the Eagles, and we'll see how it plays out.
yeah.
Um so next game up is
Redskins, Giants.
Redskins. Yeah, Redskins Giants. Um the Redskins, all right. The Giants are going back home in Meadowlands. Um
Yes.
they're riding
After
high.
their emotional win.
Yes, they're very emotional win. Um which sets up for an emotional letdown. I think that's what's going to happen. I think the Washington Redskins go up to New York and get their first win of the season against the New York Giants and Daniel Jones and the company. And I'm not going to say the Redskins are going to get healthy. You know what I'm saying on them, but the Redskins for that one game, the Redskins will rise to the occasion and surprise the New York Giants, being also compounding the fact that Saquon Barkley is no longer playing in that game. So I think Daniel Jones comes down to reality. Although I believe he's still good, he'll still have a pretty decent game, but he won't have a good as game he's had last week. So I'm going with the Redskins over the Giants at the Meadowlands.
All right. So who do I have with the Redskins and the Giants in the Meadowlands, um, or in Giant Stadium?
Hmm.
I definitely got the Giants winning this game. They're at home, and I definitely understand what you're saying about getting because of that high emotional victory that they had last week. That it's perfect timing for them to get caught. But I just don't think the Redskins are the team to do it. If they were facing a different team this week, I would go that way. But I don't think the Redskins are good enough to do it. So but it's the NFC East, and anything can happen. Anything can happen at the NFC East. So it doesn't matter how good a team is, they can any given Sunday. But I think Daniel Jones played really well after, Saquon went down pretty early. He came back, and then he went out again and was done. But in the heat of the game, you know,
Hmm.
in the heat of the game, when the game was on the line, he wasn't there. Saquon
Right.
was out, and that kid carried that team to victory. So Daniel Jones will continue that against the Redskins, and I don't think he's gonna get too high himself. And if he's the quarterback, then maybe that'll trickle down to the rest of the players. But I think that um, the Giants are a better team than the Redskins.
Okay. Wow.
And it's better to be riding off of riding with a little bit more confidence for having that victory, especially making that switch that you did with Eli Manning,
Right.
and, and then to go out and do what he just did. That makes everybody, the fan base, you know what I mean. Everybody is up. Everybody is like the future's bright again. When you find a quarterback that if he can sustain it.
Right.
It's just like when we first saw Patrick Mahomes. Um,
Cool.
and he just kept doing it. So I think this kid is good, and I think he's going to continue it. But he's a rookie though. He's gonna have his ups and downs.
Right.
You know,
Well, that's
but
what I'm saying.
I
I
think
think.
he's good right now. That wave is not. I don't think that wave is a 1 week thing. I think it's gonna ride a little bit longer.
Okay. All right.
You
So
know,
you're picking the New York
the,
Giants, the
to beat
Redskins,
the Redskins.
and
Yes,
the Redskins will be 0-4 by Monday, next Monday.
yes,
Okay. All right. And the Giants will be 2-2.
right.
All right. Sounds like a plan to me. What's next, baby? Ha
And the
ha.
Eagles will be what, 2-2 or 1-3.
Well, yeah, they'll be 1-3 according to you. According to me, they'll be
Yes.
2.
Yeah, 1-3.
All right.
So
All right.
next
So what's
game,
next?
Chiefs Lions.
Chiefs Lions. Okay. Wow. Um, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Kansas City Chiefs on this one. um, because
uh,
Mama ain't raised no fool. The Giant. I mean,
so you
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Russ.
so you don't respect what the Lions just did last week
No,
against
no,
the Eagles,
no, no.
the team
Listen,
that you just said they're gonna beat the Packers. The
I
Lions put it on them
yeah, no
in
doubt, no
in
doubt.
Philly at that. We
In
talked about
Philly,
that.
I know. I mean, that was very shocking to me. Um, However, I'm not gonna get fooled. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Same on you, right, right,
Yeah.
right.
The Lions ain't fooling me this time, bro. So the Chiefs are gonna go to Detroit and lay one on the Lions. The Kansas City Chiefs are gonna put up, it's gonna be in the 40s. So I'm gonna go
Wow.
Kansas City at Kansas City beats the Detroit Lions, pretty bad, and that's where I'm gonna go. Kansas City Chiefs. Their offense, the defense is steadily improving a little bit more. So I'll go with the Chiefs. Where are you going with that?
I have to disagree with you
Okay.
again. We're not gonna agree on any of these games this week.
I get yeah. This is a
I'm. I think this is my upset pick right here.
oh wow.
The Lions. And I
Okay.
think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a pretty good game too.
Hmm. All
It's
right.
gonna be a pretty good game.
Why do you think that?
Matthew Stafford versus Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. So you think Matthew Stafford will pull another miracle out of his helmet
Yeah.
and beat the Chiefs?
Hey, you saw how they were playing last week against the Eagles, who you feel will beat the Packers.
I did. You're right, absolutely right. So, all right. Well. So you're going Lions. I'm going Chiefs. Right.
Yes, yes.
All
That's
right.
my
So
upset pick. That's my upset pick of the week.
upset pick of the week. Okay.
Yeah, because it's gonna be an upset if the Lions beat them. I
All right.
mean, it's the Chiefs, you know.
Yeah. No doubt. Let me go ahead and jot that down real quick. Upset pick of the week. All right.
Glad you keep it track.
Absolutely. So there'll be no mistakes, no ifs, ands, or buts.
Right.
Um, what's the next game on docket?
Titans Falcons.
Titans Falcons. Wow. I tell you what, I think the Tennessee Titans from that debacle that happened to them last week. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Titans. I'm gonna pick the Titans to beat the Falcons. Um, the Falcons had a bounce back game last week. They performed well, very well. But I think the Tennessee Titans are good enough squad that they can bounce back from that debacle last week. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Tennessee Titans over the Atlanta Falcons at Atlanta. There you have it.
I mean, I have to agree with you on this game. You know,
Really?
I got the Titans winning that game against the Falcons as well. Um, I just don't
Wow.
believe in the Falcons this year. You know, and I think the Titans will pull it off. The Falcons have not impressed me this year at all. They're underachieving
Hmm.
for what is expected, but I didn't expect that. I called them to be at the bottom of the division,
Okay. All
but
right.
I think the Titans beat them. Titans will get the run game going, and with Henry
Yeah. Okay. I can see that.
and run behind that line, and Mariota just has to play. Has to manage the game.
Well, yeah, but yeah. Again, that see in this game though, Russ, you got two quarterbacks who are, you know, there are some asterisks or I'm sorry, question marks next to them when it comes to consistency. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Um, although they're not the most inconsistent quarterbacks in the league, they do have their moments when you look at them and you say, "What was he thinking?" You know what I'm saying? So with that said, like you said, I'll go with the Titans because I believe the Titans defense will keep them in the game enough to make to have Marcus Mariota make some plays on offense with his legs that can help them win the game. That's
Yeah,
why that's my
yeah.
story. I'm sticking to that,
I'm with you. I'm with you on that one.
no doubt. What's the next
Um,
game?
we got the Browns and the Ravens. The Browns and the Browns.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you're right. The
You
Browns and
gotta
the
be a
Browns.
certain age to understand that one.
Exactly, exactly. Browns and Browns. Let's see.
But no disrespect, my Raven fans out there. But
I
if your
know.
feathers are ruffled, you know what you could do. But
Flock 'em. Um, the Browns and Ravens. You know what? I'm going to go with the Ravens on this one. Um, it's going to be I'll say this though, Russ. It's going to be a tough game because the Browns will come to play because right now their backs are against the wall.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So it makes for a really good game because the Ravens they don't want to fall back behind the eight ball. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
and they just lost, to the Chiefs. So yeah, they got to get it back going. So
right. So that's going to be a very good game to watch. I'm
yeah,
going to go with the Ravens on that because of their home team. and I believe the Browns, they keep the ship be sinking when it comes to the Browns right now, because they're gonna go to Baltimore and they're gonna get beat, and now we're gonna see what characters are really, which one of these guys uh show some character, whether it be Baker Mayfield or Odell Beckham, you know what I
Right.
mean, or some of the guys on defense. We'll see how really how how it builds character with those guys, because when they're 1-4, or I'm sorry, 1-3, and everybody's talking about how overrated they are. We'll see how they respond. So Ravens over Browns on Sunday.
Yeah. I I'm the same. I got the same winner as well. I got the Ravens winning that game. I just don't know what team I'm going to see week to week from the Browns.
Right.
This might be the game where they're on their best behavior and they're playing well. And if that's the case, it's going to be an exciting game because the Ravens, even in losing to the Chiefs, they came to play. And they were playing and they were trying to compete. And so the Ravens are a good team. And they're going to get better. They're going to
Yes.
get better. They will get better. But I got them beating the Browns. I just think they're a better team and they're at home as well.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Exactly.
but it could be exciting if the Browns show up.
That's true. That's true.
I mean,
But
it's a rivalry. It's a division game.
division game, absolutely. So yeah, but I mean, it's gonna be a tough game. It really is. It's gonna be a very competitive game. But I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Ravens.
Yeah, me too. So, um, we got next up the Raiders and the Colts.
Hmm. Raiders and Colts.
Yeah, I
Ah.
mean, I got this game. I got the Colts. Jacoby Brissett will continue, building as he always does and performing, and I think he'll have another good game. He'll
Hmm.
lead the Colts to victory. Um, the Raiders, they're kind of I don't know, they're in shambles. It's a team that I definitely don't know. I don't like what I see from them, so I couldn't depend on them to pick them in this
Right.
game. And I think
Right.
the Colts will beat them. The Colts defense is a little underrated, I think, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think this team is improving, and
Yeah.
Jacoby that could be the future quarterback, their franchise quarterback.
Russ, I couldn't agree more. I'm going to go ahead and agree with you on this one. I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts over the Raiders. I think the Raiders are clearly in rebuild mode. They're adding pieces, but they're trying to compete, but they're so undermanned. They're so
Right,
undermanned right now. So
right.
yeah, you know what I mean. So I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts to beat the Oakland Raiders. Straight up. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I'm going.
All
Yeah.
right. Now this game, the next game up is an interesting game. So we both got the Colts against the
Yes.
Raiders. Okay. But the next game, Patriots and Bills in Buffalo.
Wow. Hmm. Oof.
Undefeated versus undefeated.
Yes.
Somebody's
Um.
old has to go.
Oh, no doubt. Now, Russ, early on in before the season began, I gave my prediction. I said the Patriots will win the division, but the Buffalo Bills will be right behind them. Um.
Yes. I remember.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this: it will be a hard fought game because Buffalo is gonna come to play. They got that defense, and their quarterback is athletic. He has a strong arm. He's very mobile. Um, the only problem with that is they got tape on him. Bill Belichick has tape on him. So, I think the New England Patriots will figure a way to sort of, just, what does Bill Belichick do the most? I believe you know this. Bill Belichick takes away your best weapon.
Yeah. Yeah. Takes your strength.
He always takes that away. And he dares you to, beat him with a second option. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say the
Beat us with
strength.
your weakness.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So the strength of the Buffalo Bills to me this far aside from their defense, has been their quarterback's ability to make plays off schedule. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Patriots because number one, they have Tom Brady. They have Bill Belichick, and they've got some good some. I mean, Stephon Gilmore is a former Bill, so he wants to stick it to him. Um,
Yeah.
so I'll go with the New England Patriots slightly by, I would say, by maybe 2 or 3 points over the Buffalo Bills at Buffalo.
I mean, okay, so you got the Patriots in a in
Yeah.
a in a tight one over on the road against the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Patriots Bills. I mean, the Bills, man, they're undefeated too. They
Yes.
have, Rose is playing well, like you said. He's extending plays and making plays and got a lot of excitement going on in Buffalo. But that defense is a good defense,
It
as
really.
well. The Bills really have a good defense, and I think they're gonna, what you said before, that they always give the Patriots trouble,
They always
you
do.
know,
Absolutely.
and they're at home in this game. But I'm still picking the Patriots because
Mama
because
ain't raised no food, Russ. Mama ain't raised no food.
right. Because Brady's gonna go. I think the Patriots are just the Bills are much more improved than what I thought they were going to be. So they're a
Yes.
much better team than what I thought they were going to be because they're producing on offense now. It's not
Right.
just the defense, and they're a better team. But still, the Patriots are still the defending champs, and I just think they're a better team. They're a more talented team.
Yes.
But
Absolutely.
that doesn't mean that the Bills, who are that's their divisional team, and they know that's their aim. If they believe they're a good team, and they know their aim is the Patriots,
Correct.
they're gonna bring it. They're gonna bring it. So it's gonna be like a tight one, like you were saying. But I got the Patriots winning that game.
Yes. We're both in agreement on that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Next game up.
All right, so we got the both of us going with the Patriots against the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Next game up, the Panthers and the Texans in Houston.
Wow. Okay. Well, first, before we make our predictions, I must uh talk about the Panthers. Um. Okay. Yesterday, me and you was discussing the Panthers, and I said something, and you you chuckled at it, which was fine. But Russ, I truly believe that there's going to be a quarterback controversy in Carolina. I swear, I truly believe that. Um,
mean,
Kyle
it
Allen,
could be. It just depends on how this kid plays, continues to play.
yeah, Kyle Allen. I mean, I know it was just the first game. I know, people are, obviously the NFL, when they get tape on you, things start to change. But Russ, man, you know, the, this kid, he's accurate. You know, I mean, he was
Yeah,
delivering passes on point.
yeah, he was.
And he's got some mobility. He shows some composure in that pocket. Um,
So, are you picking the Panthers to beat the Texans in Houston?
no, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. However, I will say this: the game will be competitive because the Carolina Panthers, I believe, um, n- they. I think they have found a quarterback who's adequate enough to at least deliver the ball with accuracy and timing and anticipation. Because Russ, you and I both know this, bro. It's called a game of inches for a reason. I mean,
Right.
sometimes when you have a quarterback who's delivering passes to you and that's sailing over your head, or you throwing worm burners, it's very difficult to win a game. You know what I
Right.
mean? But you got a quarterback who throws very catchable balls, and very, easy to catch. It's accurate. It's in your catch radius. It makes the game a lot easier. You start getting, you start converting on third downs more and more. So, it's going to be a very competitive game, I think, because I think Carolina is going to be up for the challenge. Especially offensively. Now unless J.J. Watt and Whitney Merciless and those guys start wrecking the game, which can happen. But
Right.
I'm going to go ahead on limb and say it won't happen because I believe Carolina will get the ball out of Kyle Allen's hand pretty quickly, to sort of keep him off balance. But I believe that the Houston Texans will win that game because Deshaun Watson's magic and how he just seems to rise to the occasion in big games. So I'll go with the Houston Texans over the Carolina Panthers in a narrow margin. I would say maybe, I don't know, maybe probably like maybe 28 to 20 21 or something like that. You know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
So
you?
this game, it's gonna be interesting to see what this kid does again for the Panthers. For another game starting, but I don't think that the Panthers can beat the Texans. Um,
So we agree.
yeah, I agree. I agree with the pick. Deshaun Watson, he's really, he's bounced back from the injury year from last year. He bounced back to what he was when everybody first saw him, and
Right.
he's playing really well right now.
Right.
He's got talent around him. Hopkins,
Yep. Fuller.
yeah, Fuller. So I mean, he's got the talent around him, and this kid is a talent himself. So
Yeah.
I just think that they're gonna overwhelm the Panthers.
Okay. Yeah.
I see it being like a score like 23 to like 10 or something.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I could see that, Russ. I agree with that. That type of score also because um if you think about it, the Carolina Panthers defense has not been great this year.
No.
You know what I mean? It hasn't, especially that
Yeah.
back.
It's not just the offense. Yeah, it's the whole team not
Yeah, that
playing
back
up
end.
to what you
Yeah,
expect.
exactly. That defensive backfield is in disarray. I mean, they don't have a guy who can actually lock up on somebody and at least compete with them. I mean, you got. I mean, Russ, when the Carolina Panthers get scored on, I mean, the offensive player is wide open. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I mean, you got guys streaking down the field with their hands up, turned around, looking back at the quarterback, waving their hands. That's how open they be.
Right.
So it's I don't know. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Houston Texans over Carolina Panthers. We're going that.
All
Gee, what
right.
the next game?
So next game, we got Chargers and the Dolphins in
Chargers,
Miami.
Chargers and Dolphins. Hmm. I don't even know why I'm thinking about that game. Chargers.
I was wondering what was going on. Is he about to pick the Dolphins for their first victory? Um,
Chargers. Big.
yeah, I got the Chargers. I got the Chargers winning that game. They talking about Melvin. Speaking of the Chargers, they talking about Melvin Gordon coming back. Not for this
Yeah,
game. Not for this
yeah.
game.
I heard about that. I heard he was considering ending his holdout a little earlier than,
Yeah,
than anticipated.
starting to miss some of those checks.
Yeah, yeah. When your car notes due or whatever it is, and
Right,
your car note company is calling you constantly all day, every day. Yeah,
right,
I would do the same thing too. I'll go get them checks, bro. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Straight up.
right. Take care of the family.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, I'm with you. That's the game. I'm convinced the Chargers gonna win that game. I'm sorry. So let's move on to the next game.
No chance for the Dolphins.
Nah, it's not even worth the time, bro. Nope. I
They're at
mean,
home.
think about this.
They're at home.
Russ, I, Russ, think about this, bro. The Chargers, I mean, the Dolphins. Okay, yeah, they're at home, but what do they usually say about Miami? If listen, if the team in Miami sucks, ain't no fans gonna be there because they're all
Right,
going
right.
to the beaches
Yeah,
and hanging out in the nice sunny. You know what I mean? There ain't gonna be no fans over there. There's gonna
right.
be more Chargers fans over there than Dolphins fans. So that's number one. Number two, Melvin Ingram. When he takes his dress off, and
Mm.
Joey Bosa, those guys are gonna be coming, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah. I feel sorry for what's his name, Josh Rosen. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's a wrap. Chargers easily over Dolphins. Next up,
Buccaneers, Rams.
Buccaneers Rams. Wow.
Oh, brutal.
I'm gonna go with the Rams on this one.
You
I'm
go
gonna
with
go
the
with the
Rams?
yes, Rams. Reason being is I think James Winston takes an unfortunate step back in his consistency battle. So you know, I I, I can't. I want to say because I like Jameis, so I want to say he's gonna do well, but I can't see it. I really can't. Bro. I'm sorry, I can't. He's not gonna. He's probably gonna throw. He'll probably throw about at least one interception, maybe for a pick six. Maybe, you know, he's gonna,
Wow.
yeah, he's gonna revert back to the old Jameis, and you know, he'll be. Put it this way, the Buccaneers are gonna get the bad Jameis this time. All right,
All right.
so I'm going with the Rams over the Buccaneers.
Okay.
Who you going with?
Buccaneers and the Rams. I got the Buccaneers winning this game. I think I disagree
Yeah.
with you on Jameis Winston. I think Jameis Winston is going to build off of what he just did last week. He played exceptional. And I think he's going to build off of it and continue to get better. And I think they're going to shock the Rams.
Okay. All right.
I
Well, I
think they're
mean,
going to pull off the upset against the Rams. It's not my upset pick of the week or nothing, but it's they're going to beat the Rams though.
okay, that's high praise for the Buccaneers, but I mean, so you believe so basically what you're saying is James Winston should have a good game.
Yes,
Okay.
I think he's going to build off of the good game, the great game he actually just played. This
Right.
last. But I understand what you're saying. You feel like okay, he had his up, now he's about to have a down. But
Bingo.
I don't think I don't think that's I don't think that's going to happen this time. You know,
Okay.
I think he's only going to keep getting better this season.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. All right. I can't wait, boy. I can't wait for Sunday. Oh my God. Can't wait. What's next, dog?
we got Seahawks Cardinals.
um, I'm going with the Seahawks on this one. They just came from a devastating loss. I mean, most people had Seattle beating the Saints. It didn't happen. It was at home, and see, I mean, they are pissed, Russ. Think about this.
Right.
They Drew Brees did not play, and they still lost. I mean, that's blasphemy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're at the Seattle got the 12th man, got Russell Wilson, just a top five quarterback in Russell Wilson. I mean, it's trust me, the Seahawks that loss hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That loss hurt. So I'm gonna go with the Seahawks just simply because they are pissed and they're gonna take their frustrations out on Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. So, you know, watch out, Cardinals. You guys, I mean, I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers, you know what I mean? But
Block them.
exactly. It's gonna be bird on bird crime, bro.
Bird on bird cry.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. So so you picking the Seahawks?
I'm picking the Seahawks. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, I agree with you on this game. I think the Seahawks will bounce back from being shocked at home last
Yeah.
week. I think they'll bounce back and beat the Cardinals on the road, but it'll be a tough game. The Cardinals will compete for a little bit at least, you know,
Yes, I agree.
maybe 2 quarters, half of the game, and then the Seahawks will take over. Their experience will take over.
Right.
Russell Wilson and the guys. So I got the Seahawks winning this game on the road against the Cardinals.
Okay.
Uh, next game, um, probably gonna be the most boringest game this week. It's the Vikings and the Bears.
the, the most boring game.
I was messing with you. Um, nah, but yeah, the Vikings and the Bears. um,
Who you picking?
I got the Vikings winning this game. Vikings are the better team in this
Holy.
game. It's not just that I picked them to win the division, but
Huh?
I think they're the better team in this game. The Bears, they beat the Redskins. You know, uh, on Monday night they beat the
Right.
Redskins,
Right.
and I understand, but that was the best game that the Bears have played all season. Now, could it be what they needed and it's going to build them up? It could be,
Right.
but
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't think the Bears are a better team than what the Vikings have. I think the Vikings have a better team, or they're playing better. I'll say.
Right.
They're,
Okay.
to me, from what I've seen so far this season, I think they're playing better than what I've seen from the Bears. So
Right.
I got the Vikings winning this game. I think Cousins will have his best game of the season, that he's had so far,
Okay. Wow.
and
That's
and
saying a
they'll be
lot,
able
bro.
to, because I think the Bears will focus a lot on the run game to try to slow the Vikings run game down, and it'll give him a chance to get some stats, I guess,
Okay. All right.
and he'll have a good game, and the Vikings will win that game and keep
Well,
their run towards the top of the division.
okay. Well, first of all, Russ, I certainly hope you're right. However, I'm gonna go with you on that pick too. I'm gonna go with the Minnesota Vikings winning that game in Soldier Field.
Yes,
I think that the Vikings are the better team. I agree with you on that. I think the Vikings all around are a better team. I even think the Vikings quarterback is better than the Bears quarterback at this point. However, if the Vikings were to lose that game, I think
right.
you know where I'm going with that.
Yeah, yeah,
So, so to your point, the Bears are going to try to stop the Vikings running game, and you know what they're going to do? If the game is close for us in the third quarter, late in the third quarter, if it's let's say if it's a 3 point game, let's say the Minnesota Vikings have a 16-13 lead on the Bears, and it's close. The Chicago Bears are basically going to do this. They're going to do this. They're going to stack the box and stop Dalvin Cook in our running game and force Kirk Cousins to try to, I guess, stave off the Bears trying to come back. And I think he's going to make a crucial mistake that will sort of give the Bears momentum. Now, however, when the Bears get the ball
Ooh,
back,
you hear that, Vikings fans?
no,
He's about to pick against y'all again.
no, 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 nah, I'm not going to do that this time. When the Bears get the ball back, uh, the Vikings defense will take over and turn the ball over and give it back to our offense, and then we'll settle down and probably just sort of ease the clock away and win the game. So I'm going Vikings over Bears at Soldier Field.
Vikings over. Okay, so we agree on that game.
So we do.
Um, Next up, we got the Jaguars and the Broncos in Denver.
Wow. Well, Gardner Minshew has been,
Still Mile High Stadium, right?
yes, it is. You know what? I'm going to go with the Broncos on this one, Russ. The Broncos, they've been embarrassed for the past few weeks. So they're at home. They just came off a very, very, just an embarrassing loss, especially that defense. They look terrible. I mean, they got all stars on that defense and look bad. So, um, I'm gonna go with the Broncos over the Jaguars. You know, straight out, man. So because they're at home, they got the crowd back. They're focused because they don't want to, they don't want to keep losing. So I'm going with the Broncos over the Jags.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that this is definitely a game. I'm gonna agree with you on this one too. I got the Broncos winning this game. I think that Flacco is gonna have his best game that he's had so far this year for them, and they'll get their first victory.
Okay, I agree.
You know,
Absolutely.
um, I think Flacco will have a good game, and I just think the Jags, they got the victory last week, but it's still things are in shambles over there. You
Right.
know, it's still going on with Jalen Ramsey. I just don't think this team is going to stay focused.
Right.
For
I agree.
maybe they'll keep proving me wrong. They won last week, but I don't think so. I think the Broncos win this game. Like you said, they're at home. It's the perfect timing for them to get their first win. So
Yes.
I got the
Agreed.
Broncos.
Agreed. 100% agree with you on that, bro. 100%. I think to piggyback what you said. I mean, Gardner Minshew looked good last week, but I mean, I believe I don't think he caught lightning in a bottle last week. He
Right,
really did.
right.
You um, so I'm gonna go ahead like you. I'm going the Broncos over the Jaguars. Yeah. So next game up.
Next game up is the primetime game. The game everybody wants to see. Everybody's gonna watch. Probably have the
Oh,
highest ratings this week.
oh my God.
It's the Cowboys versus the Saints in New Orleans.
All right. You go ahead. You can go ahead.
I mean, I got America's team winning this game against the Saints. I
No, no,
think.
Russ. No, Russ.
Wait, wait.
They play the Bills.
No,
They
no,
play.
no, no. I'm not talking about the Pats. I'm talking about America's team. But anyway, I got the Cowboys winning this game against the Saints. Um, I think that it'll be interesting to see how Bridgewater does against the Cowboys defense. Cowboys defense is based in a lot of speed, a little bit of power too, but a lot of speed, and they were able to handle the Saints before just last year.
Right.
They put a pretty decent whooping on them. But I know the Saints remember that, but it was with Drew Brees, and it's different. Teddy Bridgewater is in there now, and I think he's gonna pose a different type of threat than what Drew Brees did,
Right.
to the Cowboys. But I think that speed is gonna offset what that
Okay.
offense is doing. But it'll be a competitive game, no doubt. But I
No
think the
doubt.
Cowboys will win that game
Okay. All
on the
right.
road on Sunday Night Football.
Okay. Um. Well, here goes. I'm gonna go with the New Orleans Saints to win that game.
How did I know?
Oh no, I felt I I, I heard some noises. I thought you fell out of your chair or something. Uh,
Yeah, I did. I'm just getting back up.
well, first of all, the New Orleans Saints are going to win that game. Number one because Dallas has not been, the competition they've been playing last few weeks haven't been
Oh
the type of
my
competition
god!
they're playing
And
on Sunday night.
what about the Patriots? 0-3 um, teams that they beat.
I got
Winless
okay,
teams that they beat.
you're right. I got two words for that. Tom Brady.
Come on, man. Seriously.
I mean, hey, I'm giving you my answer to your question. Tom Brady versus Dak Prescott. I mean, Dak has been looking really
So
good
Dak
against.
hasn't been bought. It wasn't Dak that's beating these teams that were whatever they were. Whatever their records were. It's just like
Yeah,
Tom Brady's beating those teams. You
yeah,
know,
but Tom Brady's been doing it for probably Dak
true,
Prescott's whole career,
true,
whole life.
absolutely. That is true. But if you just look at the Cowboys team, I just think that we're a better team than the Saints. You know,
And that's fine.
I think
Russ,
the Saints might be better than all the teams that we beat.
Russ,
So
it seems like you're trying to sway my my prediction. I'm trying to make a prediction.
I'm just
And
showing
you're
that
telling me I'm trying to make my prediction. You're telling me, wait, hold on. You know what I mean? So, I mean, can I make my prediction first, and you can go ahead and give me your rebuttal? Good Lord.
hey, I just I gotta I just got I'm just trying to figure out why you picked the Saints.
I'm trying to explain it to you.
All
So you
right,
give me a chance. I picked the Saints to win the game because number one, New Orleans is at home. They always play well at home. New Orleans has weapons just as much as the Cowboys do. Alvin Kamara is a beast. We know that. However, I think they're going to be hell bent on stopping Alvin Kamara. So that's where I think and Latavius Murray is going to have a big game in this game coming up. I believe Latavius Murray will be he'll be that Mark Ingram. You know what I'm saying, that was there last year. He'll be that for that particular game that going on Sunday night. He'll be that Mark Ingram guy. You know, the power guy that comes in there, gets those tough yards. Because they're going to focus a lot on Alvin Kamara. Teddy Bridgewater, all he has to do, man, is just, you know, don't blow it. You know, get the ball,
don't
you know what I
blow
mean?
it.
Get the ball into the player's hands and
Got you.
the playmaker, get your ball into the playmaker's hand. Michael Thomas, Ted Ginn Jr., you know what I'm saying? Traquan Smith, all those guys, even Kamara, I mean, they're gonna try to stop Kamara, but I mean, and I think they'll do a good job of it. But I think that's when Latavius Murray will get his touches and churn out some of those hard, tough yards, get key third down conversions, and put the Saints in a good position and sort of ease the pressure over Teddy, so that way Teddy can kind of sit back there and because Latavius Murray is a great blocker. He's an excellent blocking back. On third down, and if it's, I think he's going to put him in manageable third down situations. 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, something like that. Um, which it'll ease the pressure off of Teddy, and Teddy will make the correct plays, and he'll be poised in the pocket like he usually is. He'll make the correct decisions, and I think the Saints defense, they'll have their hands full, but I think they'll come up with some key turnovers to sway the game and change the game and put it back in the offense's hands, and the offense will cruise to a victory. I would say
Cruz, huh?
cruise, yes,
Cruz, say
31 to 25. New Orleans Saints beat the Cowboys.
31-25. Okay.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
I, I got the Cowboys, winning this game. Um, I don't think that they're. I think they shut down Alvin Kamara before, and they shut down Ingram when they were both there. So I don't think. I think if Latavius Murray is the guy that's going to win the game for them, then I'll push all my chips to the middle of the table. I just don't. I wouldn't bet on that,
okay,
and I
all
think the
right,
Cowboys are going to win that game.
okay.
Because I don't think Latavius Murray is going to get that. You know, Teddy Bridgewater is going to have to win this game for them.
And that's the thing, Russ. He's capable of doing that.
Oh, I think he can too. I think he can too, but I just don't think he will. I think this defense, the Cowboys defense will continue to improve week by week, you
Okay,
know. And I think they're gonna put a lot of pressure and they're gonna get a few sacks on Bridgewater in this game. And I think Kamara he'll have some numbers because he'll break a couple runs, He'll break
right.
a couple runs, but for the most part, he's gonna be bottled up again, like the
Okay,
last time.
right.
And we're gonna win the game.
Simple as that, right? Okay.
Right, so that's it basically. I mean, hey. If
You're
you,
gonna
hey,
win.
if you could say Tom Brady, and that's your explanation. There
Two
you
words,
go.
baby. Tom Brady.
I hear
Tom.
you.
I'm gonna call it like the people in New England call it Tommy. Tommy.
Tommy.
Once Tommy's back there, they're okay. So,
Oh
what's the
man.
next game?
The last one is Monday Night Football with the Bengals and the Steelers. I mean, I'm just
Wow.
gonna throw it out there right now. I'm going with the Bengals. Okay. I got the Bengals winning this game. Um, I don't expect us to agree on this game, but I got the Bengals winning this game. And the Steelers are still they're still competing though. I can't take that from them. They're still competing, but I just don't think they're as talented as they once were. And there's been some inconsistent play with redhead kingpin, you know, and he needs to
Okay.
get it together. So this will be one of his up games. This is to be the game that he actually plays well,
Right.
and they'll beat the Steelers Monday Night Football.
Okay. Um, I tell you what. Tell you what. Here we go. The Steelers are going to win this football game going away. I think it's going to be a blowout. The
A
Cincinnati Bengals.
blowout.
Yes, the Pittsburgh Steelers are they're well prepared and well equipped to beat the Cincinnati Bengals. They know them well, so well. They know each other
Bengals,
so well.
exactly. They know each other well.
Right. So I believe some home cooking will happen. I believe the Bengals are going to turn the ball over like 3 times, and
Wow. I mean, it's
yeah,
possible. I mean,
yeah. I think that's what's going to happen. The Bengals are going to going to have too many turnovers, and the Steelers are going to take capitalize on all of them, and the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to go win going away. I'm looking at something like 39 to I would say to
wow.
39-13.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. So the Steelers just lost to the 49ers last week
Right.
in, in a close game.
Right.
And I know the Bengals lost a close one to the Bills in Buffalo, which we already talked about the Bills, and that's a pretty tough team. But it was a good game. They
Right.
competed against the Bills, so I think I just feel the Bengals have played better this season so far from what I've seen. Even whether they won or lost, I think they've played better than what the Steelers have,
Okay.
and I think they'll beat the Steelers.
All right. Well, I mean, that's okay. I can't wait to see that game. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
I
Division game.
guess according to my partner here, folks, that's going to be the battle of the bottom feeders game. You know what I mean? Because in that division,
For what we think,
right, right.
because
So,
you thought the Bengals are going to end up in last place, and I think the Steelers are going to end up in last place.
right.
So
The Bengals will end up in last place. I don't think I know, but
no, the Steelers are not that good, man. They're not that good. They're not. They're living off Old Glory, and they don't
Russ,
even have Big Ben anymore. They don't have the talent.
Russ, neither are the Bengals. You know the Bengals are going to lose the game. All
Bengals
right.
have more talent than the Steelers.
Yeah, I know, but they're going to lose. They're still going to lose. I'm telling you, you'll see. You'll see. Guaranteed, you're going to lose the game. So, any
We'll
other
see.
games left on the docket?
No, that's it.
That's it. All right. Well, I tell you what. Let's move on to college football. What are some of the big? Oh, I tell you what. There is a pretty big game on Friday night, Russ, in the Big Ten. Um, Penn
Which one?
State is at Maryland.
Yes, that's one of the games I wanted to mention to start off with. Yeah, because
Yeah,
Maryland's not ranked or anything, but they've played pretty well this year, so it makes
absolutely.
that game interesting because you never know what could happen.
Yeah,
You know.
Maryland was ranked though. Maryland was ranked 21st for about 30
Yeah, they
seconds.
were ranked. Yeah,
Yeah, they was ranked 31st for about three hours, and then you know
yeah. For 3 hours.
they played they, they played Temple, and they jump right back out of the rankings. However, Maryland, I've said this before. Maryland will compete. Maryland will be a good. And Maryland
It's in
is
Maryland too.
yes, it's at Maryland. Absolutely, it's a
Yeah.
night game at Maryland.
Right.
So listen, I'm going with Maryland on this game, man. I think Maryland's going to beat Penn State on Friday night. I really
You
do.
think Maryland upsets Penn State?
Yes, I do. I think Penn State, they're ranked, Penn State's ranked number 12 right now in the AP poll. I think Maryland upsets Penn State. Maryland has got firepower, Russ. I'm telling you, um, they can score, man. I don't know what happened at Temple. I don't know if they're feeling themselves too much after that Syracuse win, but I'm telling you, Maryland has a lot of firepower and they can put up points in the bunches. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with Maryland beating Penn State Friday night.
Okay, I disagree. I think Penn State's going to beat Maryland. Um, I think Maryland is playing much better this year. That's what makes this game interesting. Because they have a chance to beat them, and I understand what you're saying, but I just think the Penn State will come out and have a good defensive game,
Hmm.
and they'll slow that Maryland offense down, and they'll end up beating Maryland.
Mm,
It'll be a good game for a while though.
right.
Uh,
Okay.
it's not like I'm not saying that they're gonna go in there and just mollywop the um
Sure.
the terp the Terrapins or whatever, but I definitely think Penn State will win this game. I don't think Maryland's gonna pull the upset, but they'll compete. It'll be a competitive game. It'll be a good game to
Right.
watch Friday night.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Wow. Wow. That's all right. Well, that's very interesting. That's very interesting, Russ.
This point, before we move on too far, I wanted to ask, what's the chances of Rutgers upsetting Michigan? Oh man, I knew you'd laugh
Oh.
at
That was a good one.
that.
I tell you what. Well, based on what we've been saying the past 3 weeks, pretty good
Right,
chance.
you never know. That'd be crazy, man. If that happens, it's over. Like the
Yeah.
Harbaugh era is over.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, put a
I
nail in
do.
the coffin if that happens.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. That I mean, holy moly. Yeah, I'm. You know what though, Russ? For 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 old time's sake, I'm gonna go with Michigan over Rutgers.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Michigan too.
Yeah,
I
I'm going with the
don't
safe
think.
pick on. I'll go with
Yeah,
Michigan beating
yeah,
Rutgers.
yeah. I think Michigan should be able to handle Rutgers. If it's gone that bad, he's gone
Yeah,
right.
I,
Yeah,
I
he's
tell you
gone.
what.
He's gone in the locker room. They
Right,
fired him
I
in the
was just
locker
about to say. I tell you what, Russ. If if Michigan loses to Rutgers, I'm telling you right now, Jim Harbaugh is gonna get fired during the game.
You remember they were losing to? I mean, they were losing to what was it, Army
Yes,
or Air Force? No, it was Army.
Army. It was Army.
Yeah, it was Army. They were losing to Army earlier this season. I mean,
Correct.
and they shouldn't be losing to Army.
Right.
You see,
They
that's
should.
why I said. That's why I asked that question. Like, what's the chance? That
Right.
Rutgers could beat them.
Exactly. You know what? I tell you what. Percentage wise, I'm gonna go 50-50 at this point.
Wow.
I mean, I mean, hey, look at
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have any confidence in what you're gonna see from Michigan week to week.
look at the Army, bro. I mean,
Right.
Jesus Christ, man. I mean, good Lord, Army. Yeah, honestly, Russ, Army should have beaten
They
Michigan.
should have beaten them. Yeah, they were playing. They were outplaying them.
Yes, absolutely, man. So, I mean, to be seen.
But the
Moving
big
right
game,
along.
yeah,
Huh?
the big game I think of the week for college football is Virginia and Notre Dame.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Virginia and Notre Dame. For you know what? I think honestly, Russ, I think Notre Dame will beat Virginia. I mean, Virginia, they're ranked the number 18. They look good. Notre Dame just came from playing Georgia really, really tough.
Right.
I'm
Took
gonna,
a L.
yeah, no doubt. But I'll say Notre Dame beats Virginia. Although here's what I think is gonna happen. I think Virginia's gonna jump up on them early. You know, get like a 7-0 lead early, and then Notre Dame will wake up and steadily just bounce. Just sort of methodically, work their way back into the game and take over the lead, and then keep the lead and essentially ultimately win the game. So I'm gonna go to Notre Dame winning that game.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think Notre Dame will beat Virginia.
Hmm.
Virginia's coming up. They've been playing well,
Hmm.
but I think Notre Dame will bounce back from that game against Georgia last week, and they'll be able to beat Virginia. I don't think they'll blow them out or anything, but it'll be a competitive game for a little while, and then Notre Dame will take over.
Right.
You know,
Here's another interesting game that you know preseason wise before the season started wasn't looking too interesting. USC at Washington.
Washington. Yes, yes,
That's an
that,
interesting game.
that's a very interesting game.
Yeah.
I got USC in that game.
Well, I mean, you might.
I'm drinking.
Man,
I'm starting to drink the Kool Aid, man.
I mean, I'm sipping it, but I'm not drinking it yet. I'm sipping it. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
taking a couple. I'm taking some big gulps.
Okay. All right.
I
Well, I'm
I think USC is for real.
okay. I'm gonna sip on it for a little bit. I'm gonna sip on it. They're looking pretty darn good. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna say when they go up to Washington, I think Washington is gonna you know is gonna clip USC. I think
Think
Washington will
so?
beat USC. Yes, I think Washington will beat USC. It's at Washington on a Saturday.
Yes, it is in Washington.
Yeah, late afternoon on Fox. I mean, we're probably ruffling some feathers because USC is USC, but I mean,
Pluck them.
exactly. Block them. I mean, I'm going with Washington all the way. Who you going with in that one, Ross?
I got USC. I already see. Yeah, I got
That's right. Okay,
USC.
yeah, you say okay. I'm
Yeah.
fault. Yeah, so USC. All right, I tell you what, I got another one, another big one, and this is huge. Ready? Ole Miss at Alabama.
Oh, Miss at Alabama. Come on. What's the chances of Ole Miss beating Alabama?
um, None.
None. Right.
No chance.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I got Alabama in a blowout in that game.
yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm looking at maybe 3, 4 touchdown victory.
Yeah.
Now here's a serious game though. My beloved Ohio State Buckeyes at
Against
Nebraska.
Nebraska. I knew you were gonna go right there.
Yes. What do you got? Because
I got
it's a
Nebraska.
night game, Russ. It's a night game. You know how I feel about night games in college
Yeah.
football.
I got Nebraska probably winning like it'll be like
Uh,
13 to 56 or something like that. Nebraska
you ain't serious, are you?
beating Ohio State.
You think Nebraska's gonna put up 56 points against them?
Nah, man, I got Ohio State winning that game. Um,
Oh my
yeah, I
god.
got I got Ohio State beating Nebraska, of course. Um, I don't think Nebraska is on the level that Ohio State is on, and I don't think Ohio State is gonna just falter this week. I don't think so. So
I tend to agree
I
with you.
think it'll be a big win for Ohio State easily against Nebraska.
I agree with you, Russ. I'm going to Ohio State. I don't know about easily because Nebraska. See, Russ,
It'll be easy.
them night games though, Russ. They're tricky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Games are tricky when the underdogs at home. They are. It's a I mean, look what happened last year with Purdue when we went to Purdue and got waxed.
right.
Remember?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's what I'm nervous about. That I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm nervous about this Nebraska night game over there in Lincoln. With those corn-fed people. I mean those drunk. I mean, listen, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a
yeah.
crazy crowd. So
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go Ohio State winning, but I'm gonna be very nervous. Put it
Yeah,
that way.
Ohio
You
State
know what I
winning
mean?
that game.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Um,
Any other games that caught your eye, or you?
yeah, yeah. There was a there was speaking of like nervous games. How do you feel about Clemson playing at North Carolina?
That's an interesting game. But I got Clemson winning this game. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any upset there. Um, I think Clemson will. I mean, North Carolina will play tough. Play tough and make it tough early on. But Clemson is going to beat themselves. If they turn the ball over, then they're going to give UNC a chance to be in the game.
Right.
But I just think Clemson is a better team, and they're gonna eventually pull ahead above UNC, and they'll outlast them and wear them down.
Right.
But it'll be a close game for a little bit.
Okay. All right. Um, I agree with you. I think Clemson's going to win, but Carolina's going to be game because they're the neighboring state. Even though
Right.
they're not nearly as talented as Clemson.
No.
They're gonna fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might put up a touchdown here and there, but
And they've played all right this year. You
yeah,
know.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Nothing. It's not going to be anything that scares Clemson. So I
No.
got Clemson winning easily on that one too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I got Clemson winning easy on that one. Another game, real quick, in the Big Ten, Northwestern at Wisconsin. What do you think about that game? I think Wisconsin should be that game, should
Yeah.
win that game. But
Wisconsin will win that game.
yeah, Northwestern seems to play them tough though every time. Every time they play, but the
Yeah.
last four times they've played, they split 2-2. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So, but this year,
But
Russ,
this
I'm with
team.
you. Yeah, this year I'm with you, Russ. Wisconsin is gonna
Yeah.
it's gonna just annihilate them. That's what
Yes. Exactly.
So yeah, that's what I'm thinking on that one straight up. How about Mississippi State at Auburn?
Come on, man. Auburn's gonna beat them, man.
Come on, man. Oh shoot. Um,
Auburn got that game
you
by a
sure?
lot. By a lot, yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Damn. I mean, I don't know, man. Sometimes Auburn, they be sometimes Auburn be tripping, man. You know, Auburn's
That's
Auburn
true.
like Georgia.
But not. I think this team, they're a much better team. I always the talent. I go with the talent.
Right,
Auburn is a better team, and they should win the game. Unless something crazy out of the ordinary happens, Auburn
right.
should beat them,
What
and they should.
about what about Duke at Virginia Tech?
That's an interesting game, you know. But
Mm.
I got Virginia Tech.
Yeah, I got Virginia Tech as well. I got Virginia Tech as well. Mama ain't raised no fool, so
Right, right,
I'm not gonna fall for the okey doke. I know. Virginia Tech has I mean, I'm sorry. The Duke has David Cutcliffe, and he's a quarterback whisperer. But
right.
whatever quarterback he's got over there, apparently he's not whispering to him. You must be yelling at him because
Right.
been doing well this year so far.
Right. Right.
You know what
They're
I'm saying?
missing Daniel Jones, man. They're missing Daniel Jones.
Exactly, exactly. That's the problem for them. How about this one real quick? NC State at Florida State.
NC State at Florida State.
Yeah.
Hmm. Man, can I pick Florida State? I mean, 'cause, you know,
Florida State is in disarray, bro.
right? You know what I mean? It's like, could you pick them? I mean, yeah, I gotta go with NC State in that game.
And you know what? The fact that you said that that's how bad Florida. Honestly, that's how bad Florida State has been.
Yeah,
Because Russ, 5, 6 years ago, you think we're picking NC State? Hell to
State.
the no.
No, no.
I'm like, good lord, how in
Yeah,
the
I wouldn't be
world?
surprised NC State, beats them down there in Florida. I wouldn't.
Oh my god! You know what? Wow, I, I'm almost agreeing with you, bro. But you know what? I'll go with Florida State. I'll go with Florida State. I'll go with Florida State win the game. I
Okay.
guess. I guess.
All right.
One more game. One more game here, Russ. We have
What about Utah, Washington State? What you think?
um. Let's see. Yeah, that's a good. Oh man, that's good. Man, remember man, did you see what happened to Washington State last week
Yeah.
when they got hung 67 points on?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean UCLA. I was like, what? I couldn't believe that crap, man. Um,
Another interesting game, the UCLA Arizona. But go ahead. Let's finish
yeah,
the
that's true.
Washington State
That is true.
talk.
Um, well, you know what? I'll go with wow, shoot. I'll go with Utah, man. Utah
Yeah,
plays
I'm
at
going with
least
Utah.
Utah plays defense.
Yeah.
Utah plays defense. Washington State, I mean, you're giving up 67 points to UCLA, who was
Yeah.
undefeated coming
Can
into
they
your stadium.
can they bounce back? I mean, from that, I
Right.
don't know. I don't think so against Utah.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think you because remember Utah's coming off. They're coming off a loss at USC.
Right.
So Utah is pretty focused. They're going to come in there pretty focused and needing and be hungry, trying to win the game. So
Right.
you know,
They don't want to keep slipping.
right? Exactly, bro. So exactly. Let's
So
see.
what about that UCLA Arizona game?
I'm gonna go. You know what? Wow. I'll do Arizona, man. Arizona's gonna win the game. UCLA, I don't trust Chip Kelly. I know they put up 50, whatever, 80
I'm with
points or
you.
whatever. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I don't trust Chip Kelly, bro.
Yeah. I got Arizona myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I mean, okay, he looked really good. They looked really nice beating Washington State last week, and that's fine. But I'm gonna go with Arizona, man.
Yeah, me too.
So I don't know, I'll go Arizona.
And
Um,
we did the boxing. We got the NFL
yeah,
picks, the predictions. This is all prediction episode.
absolutely. I got one more, Russ. One more college football.
All right.
Texas Tech at Oklahoma.
Texas Tech versus Oklahoma. I got Oklahoma
Of course you do.
easily.
Okay,
Are
I
you
guess.
picking Texas Tech?
I'm gonna pick Texas. No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say because I can write that down and make sure I remember that one.
I'm picking Oklahoma. I'm picking Oklahoma.
Yeah,
I'm picking Oklahoma to win. Um, there's too much firepower.
yeah, yeah,
Way too much firepower. So
yeah. I don't even think that game's gonna be close, in my opinion.
you don't think it's gonna be close?
No, I think Oklahoma's gonna pull up a lot of points.
Wow. Holy moly. Like how many?
I mean, it'll be like they'll score definitely more than 30 points in this game. Possibly like 40.
40.
Yeah, they'll 40 burger 'em.
40 burger. All right. Well, that's what it is then. That's why they play the games. So,
Right.
but I mean, a 40 burger, that's a hell of, I mean, wow. 'Cause remember, Texas can score now,
Yeah, they can.
put up 40 and give them burgers. That's pretty, all right. You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
I think that they're gonna put up some points. Like it could be 40 something to 20 something, like something like that.
Right.
Yeah, that'll be kind of like a score I see
Right.
Oklahoma beating them.
Right. 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 That's true. That's true. Facts. All right, I got one more for you, Russ. One more for you, and it is. Let's see here. Yeah, you're gonna laugh at this. Um, well, I mean, I guess based on what happened last week, I don't know, but UConn at number 22, UCF.
um, nah, I think UCF can win this game. You know,
You think?
yeah, I think they should be able to win this game. If they don't, then man, a lot of people were wrong about them.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but they gotta win this. This is a do or die game now. After what they did last week with Pittsburgh, allowing that upset. So
Right.
they gotta win this game.
Oh shit. All right. Well, there you have it, bro. There you have it. That is our predictions of the week and coming up. And we hope to be right. Matter of fact, we're right. I mean, hell, we're
Yeah,
right.
right.
Shit, I know I'm right. You
I
know what I'm
know
saying?
I am too.
So there's not even a
You called
question.
me the prophet for nothing.
Exactly. I mean, exactly. You, yeah, you right. Don't call me natural Wilstradamus, but I mean, no, I mean, I come from a family of prophets and predictors.
Yeah,
Miss Cleo is a long distance cousin of mine.
that's
So
a lot. A long distance cousin of yours.
you know what I'm saying. So
Miss Cleo.
hell yeah, man. So all right, Russ. Well, that's it for the week.
All right.
We're just gonna keep an eye on the game tomorrow and just follow through for next
Oh
week.
yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely, man. We got a good weekend of sports. Starting tomorrow with the Thursday night game, and then you got college football Friday night
Yes, sir.
lights.
Yep.
Saturday college football all day, NFL Sunday,
Yep.
Monday night football. So I mean, we got, and then Earl Spence and Sean Porter
Yes,
fight.
sir. Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah, we got a lot to watch this weekend.
Exactly.
It's
So
definitely gonna be good.
yeah. So with that said, Russ, you know the deal, cousin. Keep in touch with me throughout the weekend.
Oh
If you have
yeah, oh yeah,
thoughts, or any ideas, get at me, and
yeah.
we'll keep it 100 with the predictions for next week.
Right.
All right.
All
So
right.
with that said, folks, thanks for listening and tuning in again. Have a great football weekend, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
Yes, sir. Peace out.
Peace out.